people really have changed. Humanity itself is shifting, and it's not just about politics, economics, or technology. Those are only surface ripples. What's happening goes far beneath the headlines. It's spiritual. In this video, we're going to peel back the curtain and look at what's really happening right now. Why people are acting so different. What prophecy and wisdom tradition said would unfold in these times. And most importantly, how you and I are meant to live through it, not in fear, but in clarity and peace. So before we go any further, I want you to do something simple. Take a deep breath with me. Inhale into your belly, release your jaw, let your shoulders soften. Exhale the weight you've been carrying, because together we're going to walk through this, not with panic, but with presence. Here's the paradox of our time. We live in an age of connection. Phones, apps, social platforms. Every human on earth is only a click away. And yet, people have never felt more divided. We see families torn apart by arguments, communities split over ideologies, friends who once laughed together now won't even speak. Everywhere we look, people are more reactive, more hostile, more fragile. So here's the question. Why now? What has changed in the very atmosphere of human life that makes people so different? Friends, this is not just a cultural problem. It is not only the side effect of social media or politics or stress. It is spiritual. The Bible tells us that in the last days, people would change in ways that sound almost exactly like the world around us. It says they would become lovers of themselves, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, boastful, disobedient to parents, without natural affection, despisers of what is good, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. And most striking of all, it says the love of many will grow cold. And friends, that is exactly what we are witnessing. This isn't random. This isn't coincidence. This is prophecy unfolding. And the closer we move toward the culmination of this age, the more intense these shifts become. Think of prophecy like a drum beat. In the beginning, it's faint and far away. But as the end draws closer, that rhythm quickens. The sound gets louder, the patterns intensify, and right now, we're hearing the final beats growing stronger. But here's the question. If people are changing so rapidly, what does that mean for you? How do you live in a world where kindness feels rare? How do you keep your balance when society itself feels unpredictable? Do you harden your heart, becoming cold like everyone else? Do you withdraw, pulling away from the chaos entirely? Or is there another way? If you resonate with the message in this video, write in the comments. Because I want you to know you are not alone in feeling this shift. Let me give you some examples. Have you noticed how strangers interact these days? You hold a door open. Sometimes people walk through without even looking at you, let alone saying thank you. You smile at someone in passing, and they look away like eye contact itself is an intrusion. Even driving has changed. The road feels more aggressive, more impatient, more hostile. It's like everyone's carrying a storm inside, and it only takes the tiniest spark to make it spill out. And then there's the internet. Social media used to be about connection, photos of families, celebrations, small joys. Now it feels like a battlefield. Arguments erupt over everything. Kindness gets drowned in sarcasm and cruelty. Every disagreement turns into war. So here's the deeper layer. Why are people carrying this storm? Because the spiritual atmosphere has thickened. We are not just bodies living on earth. We are spirits moving through layers of influence. And right now, Deception, confusion, and hostility are being stirred up on a scale humanity has rarely seen. The Bible calls it wrestling against principalities and powers. We are not wrestling flesh and blood, which means that the hostility you see in people's eyes, it isn't really them, it's what's operating through them. This is why discernment is so critical right now. The ability to look at a situation and ask, what's really happening here? Is this just a human reaction? Or is there something deeper at play? Discernment is like spiritual eyesight. It allows you to see through the smoke and recognize the unseen forces behind the chaos. That's why we're called to be wise as serpents and gentle as doves. It's a balance, staying sharp, alert, and aware, without letting that awareness make us bitter or fearful. Because yes, the world is darker than it once was, but you are not powerless in that darkness. You are light. Here's something few people talk about. As we approach the end of this age, there's not just one kingdom being prepared. There are two. The true kingdom, Christ returning to establish his reign, and the counterfeit kingdom, the imitation crafted by the enemy, a false version meant to deceive. What you're seeing around you, the rising cruelty, the delight in violence, the coldness of people's hearts, these are all symptoms of that counterfeit kingdom tightening its grip. The enemy always tries to mimic the divine. He wants his kingdom to rise before the true one arrives. But it will always be a hollow imitation, a shadow. This is why so many people today feel drawn into illusions of power, wealth, or pleasure. It's bait. And once they bite, it changes them. And you've probably felt it too. You walk into a store and you can sense the heaviness. People are tense, restless, quick to anger. It feels like the air itself is charged with hostility. Or maybe you've noticed how unpredictable people have become. One moment they seem calm and the next they explode. That volatility, that unpredictability, is a sign of how much the spiritual realm is manifesting through human behavior. I remember a time, not too long ago, when neighbors helped one another without hesitation, when strangers looked out for each other. But now, you see people not only ignoring others in need, but sometimes even celebrating their misfortune. That is deeply unnatural. That is deeply spiritual. So what do we do with all this? First, remember, you are not wrestling flesh and blood. The person giving you that cold glare at the store is not your enemy. The coworker who lashes out is not truly your enemy. The real battle is deeper, and that means your response must also be deeper. Yes, be wise. Keep your eyes open. Don't walk naively. But also, be gentle. Carry compassion. Remember the grace that was given to you. Because the truth is, apart from God's grace, any of us could fall into the same darkness. We're not better. We're just rescued. And our calling is to live as evidence of that rescue. To keep our love warm in a world that's growing cold. So yes, people have changed. The love of many has grown cold. But that doesn't mean your love has to. In fact, the colder the world becomes, the brighter your light will shine. And maybe, just maybe, your presence, your kindness, your warmth will be the one reminder to someone else that not all hope is lost, that even in a world unraveling, love is still possible. So let me ask you, have you noticed it too? Do you feel the same shift in people's hearts that I do? If you like the video, click on thumbs up. That shows me your appreciation and will also push the video to more people. And remember, stay rooted in truth, gentle in spirit, and strong in faith.